Class, welcome to our College Gateway Open House. My name is Nicole McLaren Campbell. I'm the founder of AIM. I'm really thrilled that you're here, very excited to have you. And today is very exciting for us because today is where we are going to tell you about our College Gateway program, formerly called the SAT class. It's been a long time in the making, and it is really a result of us just getting very serious about looking at the ways in which college admissions have changed over the past 4 years. It's been quite a ride, and the changes continue. And we want to make sure our kids are prepared beyond an SAT score, but really prepared to reach their college goals. So the SAT class is no longer the SAT class. It's now called the College Gateway program. And we're going to break down what that means. And we are excited to introduce members of our team to have you ask us questions and just learn more about our philosophy here at AIM and how our team is here to help you to reach your college goals and college dreams. So let's begin without further ado. Alrighty. Okay. So our little agenda today, we want to leave plenty time for questions. So our agenda today is going to, involve looking at the two-step system, the AIM two-step system for scholarships and successful admission. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the SAT, talk a little bit about some trends in the college admission space. We're going to really focus on SATs today, but we will send you some more information about our general college admission trends and what to expect for next year. That's a separate session, so look out for that. And we're going to share with you a roadmap and, of course, as I said, a little bit about our program. So on today's call, we have Sharika. She is the coordinator of the SAT program, or general programs coordinator here at AIM. We've got with us a couple teaching assistants, a tutor. We have Brianna Ellis with us as well. She is a very high demand college counselor here at AIM. I've run into a student earlier today. She's like, I must get Brianna. So Brianna is lovely, and she supports students in the College Gateway program with expert college advising. A little bit about me. Beyond being the founder of AIM, I am now a mom of AIMers, plural. My daughter Lauren had her first consultation on Saturday. She's in our AIM early program. She's class of 2029. Ali is the class of 2024. Brianna was her counselor. She just completed the process and is now waiting to hear from schools. And Joshua is the class of 2031. Now I could start him, but I'm going to wait till next year. All right, what is the two-step AIM system really quickly? Very simply, I know college admissions can seem like this whole, maze, and it can get and feel confusing, but very simply, it's a two-step system, right? What you want to have are high scores. You want to have a strong overall profile in a compelling application. So high scores and a strong profile in a compelling app, and then you direct that at your best fit colleges. And that's really how students achieve success. Now, how you do all of that is where it can get a little bit, where it gets more interesting. Let's use the word interesting. But if you just want to remember very basically what the system is, it's you have high scores and an overall strong profile that you put into a strong, compelling application and direct it to your best fit colleges. And then we support that with advocacy. We're finding nowadays, especially with all the changes in admission, all the gray areas, and how the landscape has changed, that advocacy has played an increasing role in the work that we do. Brianna will tell you a little bit about the trip that she just got off. She just finished touring almost the entire state of Florida. It felt like a whole bunch of different schools because, networking is such an important part of success for students, that we have to be on the road meeting colleges and hosting colleges when they come to Jamaica. So what is the SAT? The SAT is a standardized test that colleges require, more colleges require now, and use in the admissions process to make decisions. It's a way of leveling the playing field across different high schools and different countries. and different students, giving one standard measure of college readiness. It's scored out of 1600. There's a math section, there's a verbal section, each out of 800 for a total score of 1600. Now, one of the questions we always get is, what is a good score? I'm gonna let one of our, I'll let Brianna take that one because it really depends, and many of the answers that you will find us giving today to maybe some of your questions, you will hear us start with it depends. There are over 4,000 universities in the United States alone. So when we say it depends, it really does depend. Brianna, tell us why don't you share with us what a good SAT score is?
Hi, everyone. I'm Brianna. As Mrs. Campbell said, very lovely to be with you today. So a good SAT score really depends by student. I would say a good SAT score is the score that you get by doing your very best and putting your all into the SAT class and using the resources. But in terms of scholarships, it's going to also depend by school. So what you want is to have a competitive score compared to the average score that's submitted into that school for the class that you're applying to. So if you're aiming very competitive, low acceptance rates, top of the top, your SAT score is going to look very different from someone who's trying to achieve acceptance. Yes.
Georgia State University, for example.
A merit scholarship at Georgia State or a small liberal arts college, et cetera. So what we're going to do in the College Gateway program is, once we have that one-on-one meeting, which Mrs. Campbell will go into more detail, we're going to look at your SAT score and what you're trying to achieve for your individual college journey and kind of let you know what you should be working towards or whether or not you've achieved that already in your SAT score.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Brianna. I'm always continuing. I love these webinars where our team gets to speak, because I'm always so very impressed by, they're so smart and they know so much. So that's the team that we have at AIM. We always want to put the best people in front of your children, because I am a mom. I want the best people in front of my children. I'm going to serve the same energy I serve to, or that I want for my kids. I'm going to serve that to your kids. So as I said, Brianna was Ali's college counselor this year, and this year Lauren has started with Chelsea, who is one of our AIM early counselors. So who is the SAT for? It's for students applying to the US for sure. It's also for students who are on a US high school curriculum applying anywhere in the world, okay? Because that is the accompanying qualification to a US high school diploma. Most schools, I would say 99% of schools will use the SAT in their admissions process. And while only a handful require the SAT, all of them use it, with the exception of University of California system and maybe one or two other schools that are completely test blind. So the point is, what you need to know about this whole test optional argument, because I get it, kids want to take their path of least resistance. They want to do the easiest thing. But if you're trying to get the type of money that most people don't get, you're trying to get the results that most people don't get. You're international. You want to get into competitive schools. You want big scholarships. If you want those things, then you are going to have to do the hard things, because everybody can do the easy things. So this is a way to really differentiate yourself in the process. I tell students, like, yeah, the website says it's optional, but you have to know what you are aiming for. And I think that every student should aim to get their highest SAT score, because that's what's going to make their application most competitive. Again, not serving any different kind of energy than the energy I serve in my house. Ali prepped for the SAT over a 12-month period and sat it 3 times, including it was 3 plus the pilot that they did. They did a digital pilot, and she went and did the digital pilot, and then she did it 3 times for real. So, because she needs scholarships. And so I was like, well, you're going to do what it takes. And so, parents really need to have these kind of frank conversations with their kids, but also to be aware. Because I understand as a parent, a lot of the information you're getting is coming from your child. I did not fully get that until my kids started getting older and going through this process myself. Auntie, I hear that this, or mommy, didn't you know that? And parents, you need to really know for real, which is why we put the one-on-one college counseling meeting inside of this program at no additional cost, because we did not want to see students getting the score and then not taking the appropriate actions to use the score to actually achieve their goals. So parents, you need to be informed in this process. It's also SAT recommended for students, of course, applying to competitive universities. The states of Florida and Georgia require the SAT. And then, as I said before, if you need your most competitive profile, you know you're going after those scholarships, then you just need to do what you have to do and do the SAT. So one easy way, because another big question we get is, when do we do the SATs? When? And the timing for success really is to subtract 2 from the year that you plan to start college. That is when you should be prepping and doing the SAT. Anything later than that, you're going to start to run out of time. Now, we have many 2025 students going to college next year who are doing the SAT this year. We don't prefer for them to start in 2023, but things happen. That said, if you're in the class of 2026, this is your year to do the SAT, to prep for the SAT and start building that super score. So one of our instructors can explain more about what a super score is, but you know, it takes time to build. All right, as I mentioned, colleges are reintroducing SAT requirements. There is never a dull moment in college admissions. If you are looking for a career where you will not be bored, then college admissions is it. Brianna, I mean, sometimes we're like, this tailspin, we're like, what? Not another change? It's been, can we take the chance to just briefly summarize all of the things we've been through with college admissions in the last 4 years? There's the repeal of legacy. Tell me if I'm missing anything, Brianna. Taking back legacy admissions, affirmative action being repealed. There is the impact on international student funding that has just been unlike anything I've ever seen in the past 4 years, where there's more money and students and colleges are actually announcing it. Look, we're giving this money to low-income domestic students, Black Lives Matter, social justice, etc. And then, of course, no SATs required, but then we're still using them to admit students and give scholarships, which confuse the whole. Well, we didn't get confused because we know how to read between the lines and we know how these schools operate and we understand the system, but it did confuse a lot of students and parents in a very, very unfortunate way, you know. And so, and did I miss any others? And then now the SAT being reintroduced.
Tuition spikes.
Tuition spikes. We have seen some, I saw a $96,000 a year cost of attendance. So next year I'm going to say 100,000.
Even for public schools. Even for public schools.
Even for public schools, that's true. Public school cost of attendance has also gone up. Yes, yes. I will need to add that to my list. I did not have that one on my list, Brianna. Anyhow, Yale is the latest to reintroduce SATs. Why? Why is Yale reintroducing the SATs? Why did MIT reintroduce and why did Dartmouth reintroduce? Because making the SATs optional was supposed to level the playing field and make it easier for low-income students, international students, students who can't access the test. It should make it easier for them to get into college, right? Students who can't access test prep, all of those things. Well, they found that it was quite the opposite. In the absence of an SAT score, they were forced to rely on all the other factors in the admissions process, which are more affected by socioeconomic inequality, right? So wealthier students, higher income students can afford to have, you know, better activities. They go to schools with more advanced courses. They can have, you know, college advisors and consultants to help them to make everything else look so great. And, you know, oftentimes low-income, very talented students would be able to stand out with their SAT score. Taking away the SAT remove that opportunity for them. And so this is why the SAT is being reintroduced as a requirement. So we have gone beyond the SAT at AIM. We have gone beyond the SAT to introduce the college gateway. So this is us helping students to access college beyond just the SAT score, because we know that colleges look at so much more, and because the landscape has become more difficult and more competitive. I've been talking to admissions officers this year. We've been seeing the results. they're saying that they're getting more international student applications. They have less money to give out. It's a very competitive space, and we just can't in good conscience help students who, you know, we mentor them, form a relationship, we're invested in their success, they get the score, and then they don't even have the chance to really position themselves for success for college because they just don't have the knowledge. So we've gone into the college gateway now. So yes, you have the signature SAT class, but you also have more college counseling and application support than ever before. And so let's talk about what that means. Well, I think everybody has a great sense of what the SAT class itself is, right? So the SAT class is a prep class. You know, you're gonna have 16 3-hour classes with lots of breaks, by the way. Every single year, we ask our tutors, and every few months, we ask our tutors, do the classes need to be so long? Can you engage the students for that long online? We have a very small student to teacher ratio, so 10-to-1. We require videos to be on, and the tutors said the students are the ones that want the longer classes because they're the ones keeping them there with questions. And they give a lot of breaks. They allow them to, you know, walk around and, you know, get the blood flow going. They keep the classes interactive and fun. Guys, our instructors are high caliber, but they're also very young, and they have that energy and ability to connect with our students. They're former AIMers themselves at a range of schools, you know, great schools, University of Miami, Princeton, Yale, MIT, Georgia Tech, USF, UE, University of Michigan, just a range of different schools in different programs, winning at life, and they're excited to help students win. So this is not your average online course. I just want parents to know this. And this is when we ask our students to tell us about the class, and we'll be better about getting more of them to share so that we can share with you across the board. The first thing they talk about when they talk about the AIM SAT class is the quality, caliber, and passion of the instructors. It's more than just teaching you how to do math and English on the SAT and get a high score. It's more of a mentorship relationship. They can relate, and the students really see them as examples of success and see possibility for themselves through the tutors. So that makes me excited because I'm always into empowering youth, and that's my like passion. So yeah, so I'm happy that we built a culture where that happens no matter what. So yes, so Chrissy also get WhatsApp access. Parents get regular check-in meetings. We're on it with parents. Like if we have a problem with a student, we'll jump on a call with a parent, explain what's going on. Parents can rest assured this child is there, just gonna pay their money, and then, you know, they don't know if the student is attending or not. That's not gonna happen. No, so that's the signature SAT class. But what does the college gateway, what's the difference between the SAT class and the college gateway? So the SAT class is a part of the college gateway program. The college gateway is SAT plus college application advising and support. So what's included? Signature SAT class, as we just discussed. At the start, there's a college application strategy kickoff call. I want to hand over to you now, Brianna, because you are the one that runs that strategy kickoff call, and you do the next step strategy meetings, and you really help to deliver the gateway program. So I want to just hand over to you, and you can tell me when to change the slides.
Sure. So yes, I do. Chelsea and I, Chelsea is one of our college counselors and essay editors. She helps with our AIM early program. She's a graduate of Johns Hopkins. And I'm a graduate of University of Miami. We run the college app strategy kickoff call, which is kind of just an introduction to, in 1 hour, everything that we can share with you about the college application process, from teacher recommendations to your timeline to extracurricular activities, how to choose a school. We kind of just give you our feedback on everything that we went through and share that with you in that initial call. Very, very helpful call. Students are able to ask us questions, and yeah, it's just a great beginning to the journey. Next slide, please. In our one-on-one next steps call, this will be after your scores are out. So students can book with one of the college counselors here. And what we kind of doing that call is first and foremost, answer any questions that you may have moving forward. And then we kind of just look at what your goals are, which is unique to each student. Parents are usually there and they're welcomed in this call. And we look at whether, you know, how it would benefit you where you're at right now and how it would benefit you to either continue on the journey and sit the exam again, or whether or not you're in a good place to apply. Some students do, you know, really make the most of the program, get their ideal score 1500 and above, and they don't feel as though they need to sit the exam again. But that's what this call is going to tell us, whether or not that you're in that bucket. The closing call is run by other college counselors and essay editors, Jeline, as well as Ariel. Ariel is at, why is it slipping me, Mrs. Campbell? It's Grinnell, there we go. And Jeline is a graduate of Vassar College in Poughkeepsie, New York, I believe. And so I think what's great about the program is that we set it up this way so that you can have access to all of us, because our strengths and majors and journeys have all been so different. We're all majoring in different things. And so students might want to ask each of us different questions. Chelsea was on the med route. I was on the med route. I'm now in education. Chelsea's in public health. It's, you know, so between the closing call and the kickoff call, you get access to our wide range of counselors, as well as your SAT tutors, as Mrs. Campbell said, which is going to range from UE to, you know, a wide range of colleges. And so students really get access to be able to ask us questions that are unique to them and their specific journey that one of us may have had experience with. So this closing call is a reminder of what we went through in the kickoff call, as well as additional information about targeting scholarships and targeting the specific schools that you want to apply to.
Yeah, and we also make sure that you understand the timelines, what's ahead. You know, make sure that you understand that, again, the SAT is something that you build up a score towards. So our students sit the SAT 2 to 3 times to get that super score. So, you know, we just don't want students to fall into complacency. Once this journey starts, there are targets and objectives to be achieved every single month. And we just don't want them to start with us and then, you know, because the SAT class is over, they lose momentum. So we want to make it super clear, you know, what's coming up and what they need to do. Monthly live calls. So this is a new addition, you know, because again, the College Gateway program has been under development for the last 12 months. And so we've just added the monthly live calls with admissions and teen success experts, career experts. We're going to be talking about everything from writing a winning college essay to applying for financial aid, goal setting, achieving success as a teen, and open the space for questions to be asked as well. You know, or Amos over the past, Amos is 14 years old now, which I cannot believe, but Amos is 14. And what that means is our graduates are all over the world doing a range of amazing things. And again, very relatable, will help students to understand, you know, where this could all take them. I think it's so important for our kids to really be vested in this process. And sometimes they need to see where the road goes. And that's why, as Brianna said, it's so important to be giving them these different people and perspectives that can show them different ways. And the monthly calls will be another way for them to get exposed to different career options specifically, as well as to admissions experts, schools, you know, again, goal setting, teen success, things like that. So that's included in the Gateway program. And then we have college application masterclasses. That is the big project for me now, starting next week, is that I'm going to be adding videos to that, updating that. But they're on-demand classes that cover everything from writing an essay. Step 1, how you make the outline. Step 2, how do you brainstorm what to write, what topics to avoid, what topics are good. Brianna is a college essay expert, so she'll be adding, I don't know if she knows this yet, but she'll be adding great content to our on-demand master classes because we're updating and revamping those. So your kids will have access to those to guide them through the process. Updated lists of the schools that give the best scholarships to both international and domestic students, you know, updated lists of, you know, schools that our alum have had great experiences with in different majors. We just want this to be a real resource that students can continue to use even if they don't come into one of our one-on-one programs, because the College Gateway is a group program, right? And we have a lot of kids from the College Gateway who will then come into our one-on-one advisory programs. We have two levels of programs depending on, you know, what the goals are and what the students, you know, sort of interest, personality, as well as parent budget is. So we have, you know, what we call the AIM Cap Platinum program, and then we have, the AIM Gold program. So we have two levels of that one-on-one advising. But the point is, I want to know that even if you do not do any level of one-on-one programs with us, that you still have enough here that can help you to navigate, achieve success, get scholarships. And students have done that with this program even before it included all these extra things, even before it included the one-on-one call with the college advisor. So I know that now, with all of these extras, that it's going to be able to do that in a really powerful way. And the best part is we have done that without raising the price, which sounds a bit crazy. The price was supposed to be raised, but I want to hold off on that and see, you know, how can we start value in here and really give as many kids as possible a chance to use this to get scholarships and to get to their next level. Because I know when I was going to school, my mom would be like, listen, use the Gateway. That's not in our budget. I don't think I would have gotten one-on-one college advising. So I want to make sure that kids can access. And then we give everybody access to our College Planner Pro software, which I love. They can use that to research colleges. Brianna talked earlier about the range, knowing what's a good score for you by like what's the average range of score for the college that you're applying to. And this resource, you create an account, log in, you can search any school, you can find the FIS guide profile, you can see what the average GPA of the school is compared to your GPA. You can literally input your own SAT scores and see them come up on a cool bar graph that shows you where you are in the scheme of admitted kids to this school. So you can figure out, is this a reach school? Is this a, you know, target school? Is this a safety school? All of that is included in the Gateway. So, and parents, you can use your kids' username and password and access that too, not to worry. All right, so we have quite a team. And some of them are here and some of them are not, but just know that the average score increase after taking AIM SAT prep is anywhere between 250 to 300 points. Highest score AIM has ever achieved is 1580, and 510 points is the highest test score movement. My Ali almost broke that record. She had a massive 400 and odd point movement because, you know, yes, we cracked down in here. But she didn't just do the SAT class. She did the SAT class and then she did private tutoring after the SAT class in order to bump the score even higher by focusing on her specific areas. So Justin, I think he's teaching the March class. He's a student at Columbia University. Dominique is at UMiami. Isabel is at Princeton. Larimi is at the University of Louisiana. No, or Louisiana State University. Kiana is at University of Michigan. Blaine is at Howard University. And so, you know, they're very importantly passionate, excited, and ready to help students.
Mrs. Campbell, Dominique's at Rice. Well, UMiami undergrad, she's now in graduate school at Rice University, doing a PhD. It just felt like
all grown up. I remember when Dominique came to us in 4th form, trying to tell us she's not going to 6th form. And that was quite an adventure. So I just still see her as an undergraduate. I mean, I'm just not processing that she's a full-on PhD student. But thank you for that, Brianna. All right. Can you talk about timing for success and how many times you should do the SAT, unless there is another one of our esteemed speakers who wants to touch that? If not, please go ahead, Bria.
I can jump in. I'm not okay. Yeah, I can jump in on that. Sure. So 2 to 3 times is our recommendation over a period of 12 to 14 months. We want students to be able to super score, and super scoring is basically taking your highest scores from each subject or area of the test. It's math and English, combining those for a highest total score. So most students are going to take the test more than one time. And you just kind of have to prepare yourself for that. As Mrs. Campbell said, what the program does is give you a great foundation in case you need to take it again. You already have the skills and tools needed to really just continue lock in and take your test one more time. So if you if you need more support from us after having taken the SAT class, we do also offer one-on-one tutoring, which pretty much specifically targets the areas that you were weak on based on your previous test score. And you can sit the test again, having done that for your ultimate super score. So.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Brianna. We had a question, and I just want to touch it before we invite Javon and Hajani to speak. Someone asked it during the class of 2025, is it too late? No, it is not too late. It is definitely not too late. You are looking at October 15th deadlines for the first set of merit scholarships. And I strongly recommend getting applications in as early as possible, because this game is not for the weak, meaning you have to submit early to get to that money. And so
Especially for colleges that are rolling, or do offer early action.
Yes, early action programs. And so, yes, if you're part of our cohort signing up today, you will be sitting the exam in May. And then you could always prep again during the summer. There's an August test, so that could be a second sitting. And then that would be the end for you to apply for October deadlines. There is an October SAT as well, which for some schools is fine for November 1st and November 15th deadlines. So there's that. Okay, I want to invite Hajani and Javon to go ahead and take the floor. Share with us your experience with the AIM, you know, being a TA, being a student, you know, yeah, go ahead. It's all about you guys right now.
All right, well, good afternoon. So I'm guessing I'm going to start now. So basically,
can I just intervene for 1 second? I would
Sure.
like the audience to know that this is a published author we're speaking to here. Anyway, please go ahead. Mr. Author.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I took the AIM class last year, June. So I was part of June 2023 for the AIM class to sit in August. And really, I had taken the SAT before. I took the SAT just after fifth form, like 1 year before that, and I had gotten 1180. Now, with that score, I was completely lost. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. I had studied a lot for that score. I had done a lot of Khan Academy practice, looked at YouTube, but I just didn't get what it was I was doing wrong. But then when I took the SAT class, the most important part about the SAT is really understanding what it is that you don't know. And that's something I think this class really is really strong on, is finding out what you don't know and fixing that. So I really like that for the class. And the people who are teaching you, they're experienced, they know what they're doing, and they are smart. So I love that most of all. You get to interact with not only people who have done this, but people who are very intelligent. And you can tell them anything. If you don't understand anything, that's fine. You can message them on WhatsApp. I used my TA and my tutor a lot. Like anytime I had a question, I would just take a picture of it and I would send it in the chat, in the WhatsApp chat, because I was using those. So I would urge students to really use the resources that you have, because these people are brilliant and they know what they're doing. So that was really my experience with the SAT class. A lot of participation, because at the end of the day, if you don't put in your own effort, you won't really be able to reap the benefits. So with your effort compounded with the teachers and their brilliance, you'll be able to get a really good score. So I'm from 1180 after taking the SAT class. Well, just to be more clear, when I first started my first diagnostic test, because I know it's a year apart, so when I started my first diagnostic test in AIM, because you get a lot of diagnostic tests because they test you often, I got a score of 1200 flat. That's my very first diagnostic test. And that was on June 23rd or somewhere around that time. And then for August, I was able to go from 1200 to 1420. And I really have to say, it was really all to the AIM class, and I'm really grateful for that. And now as a TA, I get to give back and show people things that I might have liked to edit or fix in my class. And that's just how the process goes. It's just a process, a cycle. And I really appreciate the AIM class for that. And I hope more people appreciate it as well and use your resources. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I was going to ask you what inspired you to return to AIM as a TA. But you covered that. And I think that's one of the really awesome things about our team at AIM. They're here because they want to be here. This is not a side hustle for them. This is not just a way to make money. This is because they're passionate about student success and they really want to help students to win. And I think that that is so key in this teaching profession, you know? So thank you so much for that. Javon, it's all about you right now.
Hi guys. I'm Javon, and I am from the 2021, late 2021. That's when I was in the SAT class with AIM, and it was spectacular. You, Nicole mentioned earlier that we'd be in the online classes, we turn on our cameras. Even though it was on the online platform, we find that everybody was relatable, it was down to earth. We split up into different groups to work on different questions. So we were able to form, different bonds with our peers as well. And that made it easier to really learn in the space. One key thing when it comes down to doing SAT classes with AIM is the large amount of information at your disposal. So you already know that we have the tutors, we have the TAs, but we also have verbal and math readers in the classrooms, which are over 300 pages each, right? And in regards to information, there is a multitude at your disposal, and that was really wonderful for me to have at my disposal. I remember the first time I did a mock exam, a diagnostic test for the SATs, I got around 1100. And I didn't really, know what that meant, what I was getting into, right? But by the time I finished my program at AIM, I was able to make a jump of over 200, where I would have achieved around a 1350. And I was able to get admitted into the schools that I wanted, such as Ryan, Bentley, Babson, FIU, Caldwell, all on some really good scholarships, right? Albeit I decided to stay at UWI, but I got the scholarships that I wanted to. So that was really wonderful. I'm here as a TA now, and I still remember my verbal TA when I was doing the SATs. It was Alyssa. And interestingly enough, after I became a TA, I got the opportunity to work with Alyssa when she was a teacher, and I was a TA. So that was a really beautiful thing where, of course, everybody would be growing in the AIM family for the better. So it's been a really wonderful experience with wonderful people. I just want to reiterate the fact that in the AIM family, there are many people you can go to for advice, help, guidance, not even just the TAs and the tutors, but they're also the coordinators at your disposal. If you have any problem with a mock exam score, everybody's always ready and willing to communicate. And that's really beautiful. And even right now, I still communicate with a lot of the people who I was in class with at AIM. Everybody's doing great, and it's a really wonderful family. So yeah, that's another great aspect to the classes, along with getting great scores. So I really encourage you guys to join to reach where you want to reach in life.
Thank you so much for that, Javon. OMG, really and truly, my heart fills with pride. You know, first of all, because just to hear you say the AIM family, because that's exactly what we want to build here. And so to hear you describe AIM as the AIM family and then speak to really what the people, which is the network of students and past students and, tutors and counselors that you become exposed to as a student is really unparalleled. I was just talking to a AIM mom. Her daughter would have graduated maybe like 8-9 years ago, and she's now doing a PhD at Princeton. And, she's very much in the climate change, green energy space, and being able to connect her with other people in the space. We have a past student, Desmond, who is now at Stanford in his PhD doing lots of research, and we're connecting him with current students who are interested in the areas he's interested in. Sebastian Reed is a counselor with us at AIM, who is also a past student, who is now putting the AIM network together in a formal way, because you realize now, especially with the rapid pace of change, I mean, I hate to sound like a stock record, but AI is changing the game completely. Networks and people are more important than ever. And there's a premium on that. And so being able to really speak to the network, which is the AIM family, Javon, really makes me feel like we're just so on the right track here. And, Hajani talking about just the level and caliber of the tutors and TAs and the intelligence and being able to have these kind of conversations is just so powerful. So it's really so much more than just getting a high SAT score, but we also do that here at AIM. All righty, thank you. Okay, so we encourage you to become a part of our March cohort. Your next step is to go online to aimonlineacademy.com/SAT class and sign up now. We have a special code for you, which is a discount code for the class. So you can use the code that you see on your screen to get a special discount on our SAT class. So you can do that right now. The code is gonna be valid until tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. February 29th is the last and final deadline. Sharika is not gonna allow me to extend it any further, even if I wanted to, because she's the one who closes the line, draws the line and says, okay, no more. And so she's such an excellent program coordinator. I'm not going to get on her bad side. So the absolute deadline is tomorrow, February 29th. And the code is here on the screen. It's open house 24. And someone is asking for a code for the summer program. Sharika, I think we should reward people who aim early. So if you would like to sign up for the summer program, we can run an early registration discount, absolutely. So Sharika, would you be able to get that going and just get the contact information here for this person that's requesting it? Because I think that would be a great thing to do. I want to reward people who sign up early. Absolutely want to do that. So the deadline for our class that is helping students to sit the March SAT, this is especially geared toward kids who are starting college in 2025. Our deadline for this class is tomorrow. Okay, all right. So now on to Javon and Hajani. I think that's the best. You are the best people to answer. Would you recommend any advice on balancing SAT prep as well as CAPE? By the way, I strongly recommend that students who are doing external exams like CAPE and CSEC should wait till the summer to do the SAT prep class, because I just think prepping for the SAT in May and then also prepping for CAPE can be a bit of an overload. That's just my opinion for most students. I've had students do it and do well, but that would be outliers. So I would be very careful with that. But let Javon and Hajani answer, since I'm almost 40. And they did CAPE. I didn't even do CAPE. I went to boarding school. So go ahead, guys.
Should I go ahead, or do you want to take it, Tajan?
You can go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, so when it comes down to that, the most important thing that anyone can recommend to you is discipline. Trust me. I did the exam twice, once in March and another in the summer. So my experience in the prepping for the March sitting really was to have discipline like crazy. I had a set schedule for when I should do what. Sometimes I didn't always follow it, but thankfully I had classmates who were also prepping for the March sitting, and my parents as well, who were also investing in me, behind me and encouraging me, giving me the support I needed to make sure that I adhered to, the plan, right? The practice schedule that I had created for myself. And with that, I was able to balance preparation for the SATs as well as CAPE. Anthony Cole would have mentioned opting not to do it in a period like May, which is very true, right? Summer is best. If you are to select a period, though, it's definitely either going to be the Christmas period or the early period of the Easter term, when the bulk of your studies for CXC are not going to be on you as yet. I remember when I was doing the preparations for the March sitting, I was also sorting out a couple of SBAs. So trust me, the balance is key, discipline is key, and it's going to be key if you decide to do it in during the school year. So I just want to reiterate that it depends heavily on you setting out a set schedule and you ensuring that your parents and your peers are with you. You have your study groups and everybody's supporting each other. Each one help one. It's a method that works great when it comes on to prepping. So that's me.
Just to add to that, I think that's very perfectly everything that you need to know for this seamless integration. But some of the subjects, they actually slightly integrate. So if you're doing pure math, SAT math is a lot, it's technically easier than pure math, but they ask the questions in a lot, in a way that's a lot different. So you'll have to actually think a little bit deeper for SAT questions than you'll have to do for pure math. So for a subject like math, you could really kind of link the practices. So for example, for pure math, if you're doing unit 1, chapter 4 in the major pure math book is actually polynomials, and you'll use that polynomials for passport to advanced math. So I'd really advise you to look at the intersection and see what you could study that would fit both subjects or both topics that you're trying to do in accordance with your discipline as well and your scheduling. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Great advice. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions?
There's one in the chat. Is there a gateway for a student who has an SAT score already and wants the college counselor only? I think I can take that one. Mrs. Campbell, you fill in if I leave out anything. So we do have our college advising programs, which are one-on-one programs that take you through the entire college application process from beginning to end, including summer programs, everything, application strategy, essays, everything that you could possibly need. That's our CAP Platinum program. But we also have a la carte options. So if you're just looking for essay support, college list support, application strategy, that would be an initial consultation. We have individual sessions that you can book or packages that can be combined. And we're also happy to learn your individual situation and put together a package just for you. So if you, I would say, give us your information and we'll get back to you. Mrs. Campbell, what do you think?
Perfectly answered. Please give us your number and we will give you a call.
Yes.
For sure. Yes. So is there a gateway? I love it. I feel like we're gonna be calling everything the gateway right now. Is there, so that was the question you answered, right? Brianna, about the gateway for the college counseling. So perfect answer. Well done. Thank you. Would you recommend for me to do AP classes along with my CAPE for college admissions? It does strengthen. I've had students do like computer science AP, economics AP, to just, you know, as an addition to what they're doing in CAPE, in order to strengthen their profile. So it would probably be in a subject area that you're not doing at CAPE, just to show some diversity. And yes, it is a way to strengthen your profile. Yes, if you can score a 5 in it, for sure.
That's the key component. If you can do really well at all of those exams, then yes. If not, then don't mess up the profile and focus on, you know, just CAPE.
All right.
Any more
I think we're done. Are there any more questions? Anything else? Remember, the deadline is tomorrow. So after tomorrow, you won't be able to be a part of the March cohort for AIM. And so we encourage you to go ahead and get going. Are any of the tests administered in person? The SAT is fully digital, right? So the College Board has the test fully digital. So even when students show up to the test center, it will be a digital exam. So we try to, you know, simulate those conditions and just make our kids do digital mock exams. So all our mock exams are online, and they're not in person. When should 2026 students register? Love that. 2026 students, it is time for you to register now in our summer program. And if you just drop your telephone number, we will reach out to you. And someone asked, if you don't ask, you don't get. So someone asked if there's a discount if you register now for the summer program. I think we should do an early registration discount because everybody leaves this to the last minute and we don't want to really just destroy that culture. The other good thing about signing up early for the summer program is you get a really extended payment.
I think we've lost Mrs. Campbell temporarily, but what she was going to say is that you get a really extended payment plan, and we do offer payment plans for all of our programs here at AIM. Any additional questions? Okay, perfect. Well, thank you. I want to respect everybody's time. Oh, please explain the payment plan. So Sharika, are you on? Sharika would be the perfect person to explain the payment plan. I think Mrs. Campbell is back.
I've been talking, I'm talking. How long?
No worries. Sharika is here. I finished your sentence. And I said,
Oh,
you know, I kept it going, and then we got another question, which is please explain the payment plan. So you're back. So if I would love to hear directly from you. What are our payment plan options?
Sharika, what are our payment plan options?
Sharika is currently having a little tech issue.
Oh,
and
she's having a tech issue. Okay,
Yes.
I know that we do payment plans. We split the payment in up to 6 different installments. So if you divide the program fee by 6, it's less than $200 a month for 6 months. If it depends on how far out we are. So right now you wanted to register for the September program, then we would give you a payment plan that could take you up to September. We're very flexible on that, and we're able to allow that. So yeah, it's anywhere from, you know, half, so 2 to 6, 7, 8 payments, depending on when you sign up. Hope that answers the question.
Another question regarding to what was said about the digital test. Is it a case where we come to a center to do the SAT? So
The real
yes.
SAT, yes. The
Yes.
real SAT, you go to a test center, you register on collegeboard.com, and then you go to a test center and sit the SAT. Yes.
Any
Okay.
other questions?
All right.
Yes, okay. I think we did a great job.
I think so too. At 6:31.
Yeah.
Only 1 minute. Only 1 minute over. It's very exciting. Thank you. Oh, the cost to sit. Post your number in the chat as a private message. You know, Shamir, you could just send us a private message with your number and we'll give you a call. Maxine, the cost to sit the SAT is $125 unless it went up. I think it was 125 the last time I checked. But you know, College Board, they could raise it, but that was about what it cost. Any other questions for us? All right, fantastic. So let me take this opportunity to thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Hajani. Thank you, Javon. Thank you to every single parent, mom, dad, and student who is here today. And for all your great questions. And everybody who has direct message us your number, please rest assured we will be giving you a call. So exciting. Ryan, with one last question or comment here, question. Sit in the March test, yay! So you're in our January cohort. Good luck. I hope you are like working super hard, and you're gonna do the one-on-one session with the college council during the summer. You will get everything included in the college gateway that we talked about today. So you will get everything included in the college gateway that we talked about today. Remember, the college gateway is you get a one-on-one meeting with a college advisor when your score comes out, and then the rest of the things that we discussed as part of the gateway program. If you want a fully private one-on-one every single month help with essays, individual support, then that would be our college advising program. And we are going to have another session to go into that in a bit more detail in a couple of weeks, because we're also going to be talking about the trends in college admissions and the things to look out for. But if you give us your phone number, we can give you a call and talk to you further about that program. So there are 2 levels of it. There's the platinum and the gold, and then we have a la carte, as Brianna talked about, so you can sort of build something like if you only want help with a list or something like that. So yes, it is totally possible for you to get a recording of this Zoom. We'll have it sent out. And thank you so much for your great questions and your participation. And you are so welcome. Kate Kadian says, very informative session. I'm so happy that you think so, and we did our best. And Ryan, I'm so glad you think that the college gateway is so cool, because I also think that. So yes, we are excited that you agree. Thank you again, everyone. Take good care. Good night. Night.